First off, you know damn well nobody's advocating, at least I'm not advocating for no one that's touching minors. Nobody that's partake within that. I don't care who you are. It is highly disgusting, foul, and you should end up with 100 years behind bars. Now that we got that out the way, let's talk about it. So, look, I seen a video. I done heard people talk about it. I done heard the father speak on it. And before they even had to get to this point where I had to, watch what multiple people had to say and, hear what the father had to say about it, like I watched the video with Michael Jordan and the kid, and I'm like, there's no way this was done with ill intent, This was a situation where they were celebrating, and the kid had ice, a soaking wet shirt, and whether it was ice that turned to water or whatever, like Jordan was just trying to, fan it out, grab it out or whatever, the ice, the water, so I didn't see anything malicious. There's no reason to lie. I think somebody's reaching for something. I will agree with Ticket TV on the fact that you got to be smarter, Jordan, in terms of getting yourself caught on camera. I think you got to be smarter in that regard. Like, just even though I feel like there was nothing to it, you still, so one is not your child, even though he knows the parents well. This is his driver's son. So, he knows them very, very well. It's not your son. So I'm like, I would probably feel like, definitely, this ain't something I would do in the social media era where you get, people don't care. Like, they look at this like they see only venom, and they just out to get you. And you're an African American man who has thrived, taking a first championship in NASCAR. We all know, the legend of Michael Jordan and whatnot. And so I think it's pretty damn crazy for him to say throw it all away, and for him to have a ridiculous moment live. No, it wasn't that. It was not what people perceive it to be. But I'll tell you this, people don't care anymore. They just take it and run with it, and they want to lump everybody in. They want to lump everybody in together and say that everybody is on that sicko weirdo type of time. And it's crazy as hell because this wasn't that. This video just wasn't what they making. And the only reason why I'm giving my 2 cents on it is not only because I've seen people talk about it and I figured, okay, I got something to say about it as well. But I'm like, you can say what you want about Jordan. Like, you could say like, oh, he's arrogant. You could say, he's an a-hole. You could say what you want. Maybe money did him that way. Maybe it went to his head. Maybe he is. Maybe he don't really like black people. Maybe he, took partake of in, what is it, being a big shareholder or whatever in the industrial prison system, maybe he don't, support and give back to his community like he should. But I tell you this much, he not that, he definitely not what y'all trying to make him out to be, and he definitely not, touching kids. So let's throw that away right now. I'm here to speak in the defense and say that people crazy as hell. People just want fun. That's why I say, careful what you say, because people want to poke fun. They want to poke fun at your life, what you do, envious people, jealous people, hateful people, spiteful people. He just won and settlement against NASCAR again. Look at what he's done. Look at what he's doing. We're talking about a sport that don't just open up the door for our kind to come in and be successful. I don't know what y'all see, but I know what I see. And I don't see malicious intent You know, the only thing I could say, and literally, there's nothing that a person such as me could say to a Michael Jordan. The only thing I could say is social media is crazy as hell. And now they got AI, and this ain't AI, but I'm saying now they got AI, and technology is advanced to where it's at. People are how you doing anything, saying anything, you know, all it takes is a few enemies, a few salty enemies, and they'll try to figure out how to bring you down. So like, even though the video ain't AI, it's like they couldn't wait for this opportunity. They couldn't wait to try to find something to throw some dirt on MJ name. But this was not it. MJ is still in the clip with me. And that's my 235 cents on it. That's my nickel on it. I'm out. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I'm gone.